Hello. I'm making this video because Titan folk and other people love to say that us saying you don't understand the story is not a valid argument. When it 100% is. You guys did not understand the story from season 1 down to season 4. You never did and you never will. And I like to say this, make these videos, because I want to bring up every single time you didn't understand the story. Because when we say you don't understand the story, you brush us off as if it's a valid argument. I'm sorry, but your heuristic is not going to work. You don't understand the story, and here's proof. I recently showed a video about how the abusive lover has been a trope in classic literature since the beginning. And someone commented that it was weird that Ymir Fritz destroyed King Fritz's army and then took a spear for him. As if that happened. I don't know. You guys never understood the story, and you never will. You're very foolish and stupid. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing You Never Understood the Story, Part 2. So, I ran across a very disgusting Reddit post that said, quote, "What sort of punishment do Peek and Annie deserve?" Because apparently, number one, first off, what did Peek even do? As far as I'm concerned, she's only killed enemy combatants, which is fine, right? And then we have Annie, who they said felt zero guilt over what she did, which is demonstrably proven to be false. She's mourning over someone else's body. In season 1, she's saying, I'm sorry. Ryan tells her contrition gets her nowhere. She's obviously upset when Marco's being eaten, and so on and so forth. But or they'll say it's a retcon when she says that she'll do it all over again because they don't understand nuance. You never understood the story. Alright guys, it's the evening, so sorry that I'm dressing down, but I'm gonna make 3 of these a day because these can never be exhausted. So for you to understand the story, part 3, a CBR article said that Eren did all this and it feels pointless because he could have just asked Ymir. As if Isayama didn't think of that when we know this is the plan to start, because to get rid of the Titans, because he says to Armin, I want you to live long happy lives, and Armin's there, so obviously this was planned since the start to get rid of all the Titans. But obviously Isayama knew what he was doing, and no, it would have not sufficed. She would have said no because she was in love with King Fritz. The only reason why she did that in the first place is that Titans were still around, and she was taking a big step forward. It was not enough for her. Okay, I can get more into it later, but this is ridiculous. She would have said no. You don't understand the story. Subscribe to Beluga the Jaegerist for more. So I'm here at the ocean, and since we're here, I'm going to talk about the most misunderstood scene in the entire book. When Eren comes over here and he says, oh, we'll kill all our enemies when we finally be free, that's an incredibly sad scene. It's sad for him, it's sad for the rest of the world, and it's sad for his friends. It's sad for him because it shows that he can never really be free. He'll always need something extra. More human traffickers to kill, more Titans to kill, more enemies to defeat. They'll never end. And on top of that, he's never happy. Everyone else there is happy. They all learn the same truth that he did. Granted, he has memories that they don't, but he still learned the ugly truth. They're all having a good time enjoying themselves. Eren is not. He said himself in Shigatcha, he lost sight of that dream, and he latched on to his imprisoning idea of freedom. Subscribe for more. Hello, I need to understand the story part 5. I'm going to be talking about the real enemy. When Commander Erwin asked who the real enemy is, in season 1, we're all thinking it's Titans. You thought it was Titans. You still think it's Titans. And you think it's actually not Titans, but now Marlians. Every time Eren talks about people taking away his freedom, he always refers to the Eldian human traffickers who happen to be human. So when the Titans are just an extension of those animals that were human traffickers, Marley was an extension of those animals that were Titans, and then soon after, Eldia would be the animals just like them. So no matter what action he took, he always would have had to kill somebody forever. Just like Commander Erwin said, he may almost finds a population down to 1 or less. Subscribe for more. Welcome back to the series, guys, on You Never Understood the Story, Part 6, and this will continue forever. So, people say Eren never loved Mikasa, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. When he saves her from the kidnappers, he's blushing and he's saying, I want to save her. There's multiple scenes of him blushing around her. In the train, the manga focuses on just them two faces, again, blushing, just them two. In 130, he's thinking about his friends living long, happy lives. He's thinking of Mikasa front and center. His largest memory shot when he first enters the paths is Mikasa. In season 2, he carries Mikasa on his back, physically and emotionally, tells her that he'll always wear the scarf around her again and again as much as he wants to. So, it is nonsense to say that he never loved Mikasa. It's ridiculous. You never understood the story, and you never will. Subscribe to Beluga the Jaegers for more. Welcome to You Didn't Understand the Story, Part 7, I believe. Check the title. The title's the real version. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about hypocrisy with the fandom. Again, this time with Annie and Eren. So everyone always sees Eren and Annie as evil people, right? And they always say how horrible they are, how they shouldn't be forgiven, and all this other nonsense. But I never hear anyone say, how come people forgave Armin? How come Armin's happy? How come no one's punishing Armin? Armin. Nothing about Armin. Or the owl, who admitted to not only killing people, but torturing little children. I never hear anyone complain about that. I never hear anyone complain about Connie or anybody else who not only slaughtered people, but helped in the Liberia raid. Go rewatch the Liberia raid. That was brutal. Fix your hypocrisy. Subscribe to Beluga the Jaegers for more. You never understood the story. Welcome to You Didn't Understand the Story, Part 8. So people think that Captain Levi is mainly motivated to kill Zeke out of vengeance, which is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, and this is the second time that I've been saying this. He does not want to kill Zeke out of vengeance. He wants to kill Zeke because it's the last order Commander Erwin gave him. Every time he thinks about killing Zeke, he always says, why can't I obey this order? Why can't I obey this order? I've followed all those orders before, all this time. And he shows incredible patience. He shows incredible patience. When they're doing the fake capture, he doesn't kill him. And what happens after that, he says, as I was surprised that they were able to do this, considering how much he wanted to kill me, Zeke said, and then Levi starts thinking about who? Commander Erwin. When Levi kills him, he thinks about Commander Erwin giving him an order, not avenging his death. Never once does Levi say, I want to avenge your death, but he always says, I want to follow your orders. Like and subscribe for more. Welcome to a very special installment of You Never Understood the Story. I believe it's part 9. Now, in 128, Lady Mitsubu tells King Floch, and I do say that unironically, I do think he's amazing, but she tells King Floch, the killing will continue after the rumbling. You're only making the world a smaller place, so the world's full of war and violence, so all you do is making the world a smaller place, so it's still war and violence, just smaller. And he says, duly noted, after which he says, I'm starting to think that way myself. So, what didn't you understand? Well, everyone who had a brain knew that full rumbling would not guarantee Eldia's safety. At all. Even King Floch knew. Subscribe to Beluga the Jaegers for more. Welcome back to another installment of You Never Understood the Story. This is part 10. Today we're going to be talking about the theme of forgiveness that's been present since early chapters. But is especially enunciated in Children of the Forest. So, forgiveness has always been a big theme in Attack on Titan. And when people say, why did X get forgiven so easily? That is why. When Annie forgives Eren for killing her father, that is why. When Connie forgives Annie for killing his comrades, that is why. It's also because he killed his comrades too. That is why. That is why they forgive Armin for destroying their hometown. Because it's all about forgiveness. What did Sasha's father say? The only way to get the children out of the forest is to burden the sins of the past, or else the cycle of violence will continue. And everyone in there is a child of the forest, so they understand that concept. Like and subscribe for more. Alright, welcome to part 11 of You Never Understood the Story. So, I know a lot of people don't have this misconception, but there's enough of them where I unfortunately have to make this video. Okay, so when Aaron goes to Liberio and he tells Reiner about, why did you kill my mom, that whole conversation, the point of that conversation was not primarily to chew Reiner out or to make him feel bad or anything like that. He wasn't trying to take revenge on Reiner, and you never understood the story. Before 139 is the point of me making this video, the point of me making all these videos, because you guys never understood the story, you never will. What he's doing is he's simply saying the same justifications that you used, I am now using to save the world, to save his homeland. And that's exactly what he's doing. And then you see he blows up an apartment building where many people's moms are. We see specifically that moms are in the apartment building and he kills all of them. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Alright, welcome back to the channel, everyone. This one, again, is not one that many people subscribe to, but it's still, again, enough where I have to make a video about it. So, you never understood the story, pre-139. Lots of people think that for some reason Aaron wants to do the rumbling out of vengeance. I know. It's stupid, it's ridiculous, but no, that's completely untrue. He's talking to Ramsey, he's apologizing, and in the basement with Reiner, he says, oh, you're coming back to punish us, right? To make us die in the worst way possible, because he said that in season 2. And he says, oh, did I say that? Forget I said that. Because he has no desire for vengeance. What he desires is freedom, and freedom for him is an ideal world, and that world includes not having enemies, which would be the Marleyan. So he's doing, even he's saying he's doing an unnecessary evil, which is why he says he can never be forgiven, because he knows what he's doing is unnecessary evil. And again, I agree with rumbling, I fully support it, but definitely not out of vengeance. You never understood the story. Subscribe for more. Welcome to who knows what part of You Never Understood the Story. Today, I'm going to talk about something that really irks me, but I don't know why it irks me so much, but it shows you have a fundamental misunderstanding of the story. So let's start. So the famous question that should never get asked ever is, what would happen if a male inherited the female Titan? Oh, giant mystery, I know, right? It's the stupidest question in the world, and it makes me so mad, because it shows you guys never understood the story since season 1. Since season 1, you guys had no idea what the hell you were watching. Here's what happened. I didn't make a 7-minute video to tell you. I can tell you right now. All would happen if a male inherited the female Titan, they'd have the female body with the person's face and the person's hair and hair color. That's it. That is all that would happen. That is all that would happen. Just imagine my face on that body with curly hair. Brown hair. That's all that would happen. Subscribe for more. One of the questions that gets asked a lot is, why did Marley send the kids? And it shows a deep misunderstanding of the story. Number one, this question was asked, and he said, well, we've raised them up since they were infants, and on top of that, they destroyed an entire country. These kids destroyed an entire country in front of their eyes. On top of that, they had to be kids to infiltrate the military. So instead of asking why did they send kids, we should be asking how do they know to send kids? Because again, they needed kids in order to infiltrate the military. And on top of that, them sending kids didn't ruin their plan. It was a combination of Ymir, Commander Aaron, and oh yeah, Aaron having the fucking founding Titan. You may say, well, Ymir only had the job because Marcel was a kid. No, Marcel had a guilt complex. That's why. And he was just a sacrificial person in general. That's why. They would have succeeded had Ymir not destroyed anything in concurrence with Commander Aaron, in concurrence with Aaron having the fucking founding Titan. So, no, you don't understand the story. Subscribe for more. Alright guys, what's up to You Didn't Understand the Story, part 15. So I was on Jaegerbomb, as most people with mental illnesses do, and I saw this disgusting meme that had Commander Aaron's speech on it, and them saying, greatest speech in anime history, he should have got the Colossal Titan, or some nonsense like that. I thought, man, these people really do not understand the story. Making a good speech does not equal you getting the Colossal Titan. How Armin getting the Colossal Titan is bad by him not making a speech is ridiculous. I was a fan of Aaron when getting the Colossal Titan, and then I heard Aaron's reasoning, which made a lot of sense. He was right, and he was proven right as the series continued. And the more I thought about it, and the more everyone thought about it, the more they were like, oh yeah, Armin was the right decision. But you never understood the story, you never will. Subscribe for more. It has not even been 5 minutes, and I discovered another misunderstanding. And this one is a mainstream, gross misunderstanding of the story. People saying that Aaron is Lelouch, or Attack on Titan pulled the Lelouch ending, which is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life, because not only did Eren accomplish much more than Lelouch did, number two, Lelouch was faking it. Eren was not faking it. He wasn't. We know he wasn't, and we know because of his inner dialogue in 130 and 131 and all this other stuff. But you know what's funny? Even in 139, he said, I would have rumbled the entire world and left it covered in insects if you didn't stop me. So no, it was never retconned, and he always wanted to rumble the earth, and he always wanted to kill everyone there. He always wanted to rumble. He was not joking, he was not faking, he was not playing Lelouch, he was not playing nothing. Alright, see you guys next part. Alright guys, welcome to You Don't Understand the Story, part 16, I think we're on. And I'm not even milking this. This is a legitimate misunderstanding of the story. So, 139, which I'm sort of breaking my rule, because this is supposed to be really, you never understood the story, but I'm going to bend it a little bit here. So, in 139, when Eren says, only Ymir knows, you people take that as a cop-out for Isayama, as if Isayama didn't know what he was writing. He changed the ending midway through because of the fans or something like that, and then he said, oh, well, you know, only Ymir knows, that'll be a good cop-out, right? But actually, it only makes sense, Eren would say that. If Eren didn't say that, it'd become a plot hole. The reason why only Ymir knows is because Ymir loves King Fritz and Mikasa loves Eren. Eren didn't know Mikasa loved him, therefore he had no idea what the correlation was. And that is why only Ymir knows. But you know. Or maybe you don't. Subscribe for more. Welcome to You Understand the Story, part, 18 I think is what we're on. So today we're going to be talking about Annie's abusive father. So as we all know, the parents in this show are not exactly the best. Grisha, Reiner's dad, Reiner's mom, I think her name was Karina. The list goes on and on. Even John's mom was bad in the opposite direction though. But everyone's parents are very bad. But the problem is that everyone loves the fact that Reiner got together with his mom. Everyone loves the fact that they all made up, right? Everyone loves the fact that Zeke and Grisha made up. But for some reason, it's not okay for Annie to want to go back to her father. Interesting. And it's also okay for Eren to kill 800 million people at least for his friends and country. But it's not okay for Annie to kill significantly less people to get back to her father. You're a hypocrite. You don't understand the story. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you next video. Alright, so this is one of the most misunderstood parts of the entire story. And it may seem small at first, but it's actually really important. And that's Levi chose Armin. That's completely false. As you can see, he didn't. Maybe he didn't see it. He put the injection into Erwin's arm. And then Erwin himself, smacked it away. He smacked it away. Levi didn't go over to Armin. He smacked it away himself. Okay? Now the reason why he did this, you can speculate about. One of the reasons you could say is that, well, Erwin knew it was best that Armin gets to cross the Titan. Sorry, if you want to call yourself an Erwin fan, you want to call Erwin a base Chad, then you have to agree with this line of reasoning. Subscribe for more.